Alright everyone, welcome to the round 3 of the Effervescence Drift Competition. It's 2026 season. Super excited. I hope you guys are excited as we are. We are today on Montreal, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Iconic track, I think. There's the Grand Prix also coming up, I think, in a couple of weeks on this track if you guys watch F1. Montreal. We got a big lineup of drivers today. It's going to be quite exciting. Some of them have been practicing a lot also in the last couple of days, so I think we're going to have really good battle. This morning we're going to go over the qualification all together. So drivers are going to be divided into groups. We're going to go group by groups. Each driver is going to do their first run, then they're going to do their second run, and then we move on to the next group. So stay in the chat, make some noise for your friend. If you're watching any runs, if you're spotting for anyone, don't hesitate to make some noise in the chat. Super excited for today. Quickly, we go over the layout. Montreal, quite technical layout, quite fast layout as well, especially the run-up. Going from the starting line, drivers are going to gain a lot of speed. Coming to the 3-2-1 initiation, there's a rumble on outside zone 1 that's going to be out track, so they really need to stick to the zone there. Lock the angle for inside clip 1, outside zone 2, coming in super fast on the throttle. Quick switch back for outside zone 3 with the arc on inside clip 2, and then outside zone 4, and another switch back coming from outside zone 5 to outside zone 6. Huge commitment momentum zones for the drivers on the wall for outside zone 3 and outside zone 6. This is going to be exciting. And we decided to give 50 points for the line, 35 points for angle, and 15 points for style. So the line here is really critical for drivers. Only 32 are going to move on to the battle this afternoon. And I think we're going to be ready to get started. And we got our first drivers at the line here, ready to roll. We're gonna start those qualification, round 3, guys. You're all with us, have some fun. And we're sending him. Coming to the outside zone 1, super locked in, really fast transition here. What a great run so far. Switch back, a little bit short, coming with huge angle on the outside zone 3, but missing the inside clip number 2. Managed to stay locked in for that second switch back, coming to the wall. Huge commitment, hitting the wall. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see what the judges are gonna say for this. Pretty sure it's gonna be a 0, unfortunately. Quick reminder on the points for this season. We already have some people on the leaderboard here. Gleb is our top 1 driver so far for the season. Simon Sandman with 50 points, and Liam that managed to get 3rd on last event. There's also some bonus points, so if drivers are able to do highest scores on their first qualification run, they get bonus. So Hamed managed to get some bonus last time, which put him into the 4th position already. We got our second drivers at the line. And we're gonna send him. Quickly out of the stargates, coming on the initiation, dropping the tires on the rumble, but he's locked in the angle here. Drivers from the angle team, not sure if he touched the grass there, that was on the line. Super committed here on the transition. For the inside clips, smooth at it, really filling out those zones. And coming to the wall for the outside zone 6. Playing it safe, but whoa, that was close to the wall. GG, what a run from the drivers here. Let's see what the judges are gonna say about that. That should be a pretty good one. And looks like for Ahmed, it's going to be an 83. Put him in first place, of course. We're just starting with the qualification this morning. All right, we got our second driver. Is that the line already ready to roll? That's gonna be Chandler Crawford here, ready to roll. Oh, it is Montes. Sorry, Crawford is not here. Ready to roll here for Montes coming on the initiation. Playing it safe, but still dropping a bit of tires. Judges really mentioned this morning in the briefing that the driver should be dragging the end brake instead of trying to left foot brake with an arc on that outside zone 1. Coming in super fast from the speed up, the run up, and missing the inside clip number 2, unfortunately. Coming with really timid commitment on the wall there, barely entering the zone with the tires in the rear of the cars. But overall, he's going to be able to get a score in. That's what we want. We want a score. Only 32 drivers are going to move on this afternoon. And we're waiting for the score here for Fabien. Like we said, Crawford is not here. So for Fabien Montes, it's going to be a 65 points. Good job. As we get the drivers here coming onto the line, there are some people that didn't show up. So we are going back to Tyler Doug for his second run here. Is he going to be able to get a score? I hope so. That is usually a really good driver. He's been competing in EF for the last maybe 3 years. I'm not too worried for him. He's going to be able to land a score here today. With that beautiful BMW, missing the headlight. And he is going coming out of the inside clip there for the quick switch back, coming to the wall outside zone 3. Whoa, that was close to the wall. That was really committed. I love the angle on that from Tyler, coming to the second switch back for the second wall. Super committed again. No, same mistakes, hitting the wall. Managed to keep the angle though up to the end. Is it going to be a save for the judges, or is it going to be a 0-0? That would be so unfortunate for Tyler. Let's see what the judges are going to decide there. So that's unfortunate. It's going to be only a 7 for that second run. Not sure it's going to be enough to get into the battle this afternoon. And we're moving on to second drivers for that Group 2 second run. We're going to go back to Ahmed. And we got Ahmed at the line, ready to roll. And the lights are going down for Ahmed. Coming on the start gate, getting a lot of speed for the initiation. Huge flick there. Oof, was that on the line? Was that on the rumble? I'm not sure. The camera angle is a bit tricky there for the stream. Huge commitment on the outside zone 3, maxing out the angle, but missing the inside clip number 2. Really going deep into the outside zone 4, coming for the wall on outside zone 6 here. Nice commitment, much better than his first run, but some mistakes on the arc from outside zone 3 to outside zone 4, missing the inside clip. See what the judges think about that. And it's going to be a 74, so we're going to keep his first run at 83. GG Ahmed. Continuing with Fabien Montes coming up next. For his second run, group number 1, qualification, round 3 of the EFVD 2026. He is at the line, ready to roll, and the lights are going down. What a beautiful car with those red headlights. On the Shoutout team that is a strong team, respectable in the Corsa scene. Really good drivers, smooth transition there on the arc, really locked in, maxing out the angle. Wow, I think that Angle Kid there is doing the job, coming to the wall, barely touching the wall, I'm not sure, but that was close. I love the commitment. GG for Fabien. Let's see what the judges think. And it's going to be at 82, putting him in second place so far. We're going to keep that second run here for Fabien Montes. And that's going to be it for group number 1. So we'll take a short break, load the server for the next group, and we'll be right back.
Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? А знаешь, почему у меня такие штаны? Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. А знаешь, почему у меня такие штаны? Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Не везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? А знаешь, почему у меня такие штаны? Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. А знаешь, почему у меня такие штаны? Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Не везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? А знаешь, почему у меня такие штаны? Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя.
Alright guys, we are back here, group number 2 already. That went pretty fast. I hope everything is good on the stream. You guys let me know if there's any issue. We have our second group coming up here, as some drivers already locked in their score for this round of qualification. And we are just waiting for the drivers to get to the line here. We're gonna start there. Calling up the drivers. So I know some people are asking for the scores. We're gonna make sure to show the scores on the chat here, directly on the stream, sorry. And we're gonna share the entire results at the end with all the drivers. There may be some recalibration needed before we share everything, depending if there's ties or if there's a lot of decimals that are given by the judges' points. But we got our next drivers here at the line. That's gonna be Room here, representing the X3X team, ready to roll. And the light is going down. Driver is going. What a great initiation, really riding that line of outside zone, but lacking a bit of angle for the inside clip, barely touching the outside zone number 3, coming to the switch back here, super deep, maxing out the angle on outside zone 4, but overthrowing the car, missing entirely the inside clip number 2 and coming into the wall. Love the commitment. barely entering the zone there, but managed to ride the wall all the way out, crossing the finish line. GG. And for McMitchell, it's going to be getting some scores, ramping up here, waiting for all the judges to finish. And I think it's going to be a 62.5, putting him in third position so far for our top 32 this afternoon. We already got a second drivers from the X3X sports team at the line, ready to roll. And it's going down. Make some noise for Kyle. Leaving the Stargates, coming on with a lot of speed on the initiation. Ooh, huge drag. Was that too late on initiation or not? Missing entirely the inside clip number 1. I think it's the stress. I saw him do much better in practice, but he's back at it, licking the wall, hitting that inside clip, locking the angle to the outside zone number 4 for the quick switch back to the wall. And barely entering the wall too, missing a bit of commitment as we see those flames showing out behind Kyle. GG, what a run. I'm hearing that the judges are going to be taking a look at the replay to confirm if the driver was at angle when crossing the last initiation line in that 3-2-1. We'll see what the judges think here. So judges are making sure that the driver was at angle when crossing the line. And I think we got some scores coming in. That was not Houston. Yeah, there was a mistake here. Houston is not here today, so we're just gonna give the score here for Kyle. Apologize for the confusion. So for Kai Groen, it's gonna be there's confusion on the judges because some people are not here today, but that was Kyle Grinstaff from the X3X Motorsports team, heading at 53, putting him in 4th place. Let's hope he can do better on his second run. All right, we got our next drivers here at the line, ready to roll. I love how the drivers are staging up in position, really keeping the even run smoothly here. Beautiful Monte Carlo. Car you don't see often in the scene, with those big wheels coming in with a quick flick. Oh, sorry, I said Monte Carlo. What am I saying? That's a... My bad. Aside from far away. Oh no, hitting the wall on the transition for outside clip 4. Driver is still going to complete his run. Look at the car. He's really like leaning back there. Did he put some weight in the trunk or something? But hitting also that second wall, unfortunately. Maybe it's the stress, maybe it's the track. It is quite technical in here in Montreal today. I'm not sure what the judges are going to think of that. Probably a 0. What you guys think in the chat, let us know. We can see Kyle here that hit the 53 on his first run previously. And it's going to be a 0, unfortunately. It's going to be a 0 for Arnold Tristan, unfortunately. And we're going back to McMichael for his second run here. He's at the line, ready to roll. And the lights are going down. Beautiful car. I love the livery on this car. I don't know who made it, but this really pops up with the color here. Great initiation, filling out the zone, touching a little bit of the rumble on the inside clip, but this time managed to fill the outside zone number 2, coming to the wall. Oh, he scraped the wall there, but missing the inside clip number 2, filling out the 4, coming to the switchback for the wall. Is he gonna maintain it? He is. Much better on the entry as well for that last outside zone. Managed to ride the wall all the way to the finish line. GG. That was great. That was a great run here. Let's see what he gets for his second run. He got 62.5 on the first one. We see the scores that are stacking up from the judges. 68, 70, putting him in third position so far on our leaderboard. GG. Or Mr. Gaj Mikkel. And honestly, I'm going to give a heads up to everyone watching the stream today. I'm going to mess up some names. We got people from all around the world. People with a lot of different accents, different name that I'm personally not used to, but I apologize in advance as we got our next driver here ready to roll for his second run. Coming in hot. Handbrake initiation, filling out the zone this time, filling out the inside clip as well. Smooth, maxing out the angle on the outside zone, leaving a lot of room on the switchback. I like what I'm seeing so far. Hitting the inside clip, filling out the outside zone 4. Really coming with a lot of control through that switchback in the wall. Deep in the wall there on the entrance. He had both tires in the zone from the start to the finish. GG. That's going to be Kyle. Also from the Extreme Motorsports team. I think this time is going to be able to get a score on the leaderboard. As we see them stacking up, he got 53 on his first run. And we're going to wait for the full score here. 73.5 on his second score. He's moving his teammates here, taking the third place so far on the leaderboard. GG for Kyle. And we got our last drivers for group number 2. That's going to be Tristan Armold or Amul Tristan. I'm not sure. That got a 0, unfortunately, on his first run. Maybe it's the stress. Let's see what he can do this time. He's at the line and the lights are going down. Coming to the initiation. Huge angle there, rided the line for the entire outside zone 1, hitting the inside clip. Not sure if there was a tire drop there on the outside zone 3, but he's coming with full commitment on the wall, hitting the inside clip this time, hitting the outside zone this time, coming to the switchback. You can do it, Tristan. Don't hit the wall. Come on, you got it. Riding that wall. No! He hit the wall again. That's so unfortunate. Montreal is a really technical track, and we made the track available to drivers 72 hours before the event, so it's not like they've been practicing for a week or two. Some of them are still getting used to the layout, and I see the judges are making me sign there. For me, it's going to be a 0, unfortunately, on that second run as well for Arnold. That's super unfortunate. And we're going to move on to our third group. We're going to take a quick break here, get the drivers ready. Time for you to go grab maybe a popcorn, go grab something to drink, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, as we are getting this drivers back onto the server here, we can take a second look at our group for today. We're already getting into the group number 3. We had some drivers that didn't show up. This is unfortunate because there's a big pot that goes for participation throughout the entire season. So I guess that drivers that show up to all of our events are going to be able to split a bigger pot considering the no show for today. I know there's other events going on. There's also FD coming up today this weekend, so it's understandable that some drivers couldn't make it. But still, we have a pretty solid lineup. We should have a good event. So far, we've seen some solid runs, especially from the X Street X team. All right, so you can also take a look at our leaderboard for the season. Like I said, Gleb Shoshin that finished first in our first round. Unfortunately, round 2 was cancelled due to exceptional circumstances on our side. And since we give a lot of points on participation, there's money attached to participation. We decided not to reschedule the event. Some drivers took day off in advance just to make sure that they could make it to the event. We got Simon in second position and Liam taking it third so far on this season leaderboard. Ahmed that managed to steal some points, getting a best qualification first run. So judges are really encouraging drivers to show up to the event and lay out a good run from the start on their first run. So this is what they expect drivers. They decided to incentivize this season by giving some extra bonus points. So the drivers with the best first run in qualification get 5 extra points. Then the second first best run in qualification get 4. Then the third get 3, the fourth get 2, and the fifth best first run scoring qualification get 1 extra points on the leaderboard. For showing up to events, drivers are also getting 6 participation points automatically on the leaderboard. And the score, the way it works, it's quite tight for this season. I think it's going to create a lot of drama or a lot of excitement as we move towards the end of the season. Got a total of 8 rounds going on, and this is only our third one. I think we got the drivers coming up to the line now. And we got some drivers coming up here. Everyone is getting set up. We got some marketing boards. Big shout out to all of the teams that registered for this season. It's fun to see everyone showing up. A lot of teams, a lot of action in the Assetto Corsa community. It's great to see. When we started 3 years ago, it wasn't like that. There wasn't much team going on or much competition going on. It's great to see all of these guys that registered for a comp and take the time to practice. They came up with custom build, all custom cars, so it's super exciting. We got the driver at the line there. We're gonna be ready to roll. This time we got Gleb Shoshin, so he is first right now on the season leaderboard. Let's see what he can do in Montreal. We're gonna send him. Lights are going down. Make some noise in the chat for Gleb, our #1 season leaderboard so far for this season. Huge initiation, huge flick. Barely touching the inside clip though, I had to do a little correction, but he's back now on the switchback coming through the wall, playing it safe, missing the inside clip #2, and coming on to the switchback for outside zone 4 and 5 to the wall. A lot of commitment on that wall, no hesitation, grinding the wall all the way to the finish line. What a run from Gleb. It's unfortunate for those little inside clip. Don't know how much it's going to impact his score here from the judges. And we got some scores coming in already for Gleb. And it's going to be a 71.5, putting him in 4th position so far on the leaderboard. For qualification round 3. All right, and this is the group, guys. This is the group you don't want to miss. Our next participants here, Simon, that is second on the leaderboard for the season. He's at the line, ready to roll. Beautiful car. Made some video also. Go make sure to check his Instagram. Coming with a huge flick. Touching a little bit the rumble, going over the outside zone number 1, but he's locked in. Coming to the switchback for the wall. Oof. Scraping that wall and filling out the outside zone number 4 for the second switchback for the second wall. Well, playing it safe there, but still committed as he grinds the wall to the finish line in that beautiful BMW. What a run for Simon. That should be a pretty solid score, I think. Let's see what the judges think. For Simon, 93.5, first 90 of the day, taking the lead on the leaderboard, first position so far, and he still has his second run to go. So that should be a good payout in terms of bonus that I was explaining a bit earlier. And next up, we got driver from the Ashira team, ready to roll, and he's going. Akikako coming on the outside zone number 1, filling it up, inside clip number 1 as well. Quick on the switchback, really deep also on that second transition. Coming to the wall, locked in, filling out all of those zones as it should be. Quick switchback for the wall, a lot of commitment there, branding the wall the entire time. What a run again here. This is the group, guys. You don't want to miss this one. It'll be our top season leaderboard so far. What they do. So for Liam Akiko, 89.5, putting him in second place. GG. Was pretty solid, if you ask me, as we get our second driver here coming up. Gonna be Ahmad at the line. And he's going. Also active on Instagram. Make sure you go check his profile. Sharing some videos, doing some live stream, laying out a clinic so far. Deep in the zone, deep in the transition, maxing out the angle, hitting all of the zones where it should be. Super committed, super stable and predictable. This is what we want to see. It's an amazing run so far by Ahmed. And grinding the wall up to the finish line, as he should. Driver from the Eagle team. Oh, that was solid. And let's see what our judges are gonna think. Ahmadi 96. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. He's taking the first place on the leaderboard. Whoa, that was crazy. I think we could expect that kind of score with the run that he did. GG. As we move on to our next driver here in Group 3, it's gonna be Virgil Choisy, driver from France. Big shout out to the Frenchies. And the light is going down. We get Choisy here, leaving the line, coming to the initiation. A lot of speed, quick flick, dropping the tire on the rumble, but he's locked in, hitting that inside clip number 1, outside zone number 2, quick switch back to the wall, playing it safe. He wants to make sure that he lands a score, and he's part of the battle this afternoon. He's playing it really good so far. On the wall as well, huge commitment. I think he had to jump a little bit on the brake because he was coming with a lot of speed, but overall, what a run from Virgil. GG. It was really solid. And it's going to be at 86, putting him in 4th position at the moment. And we're going to get Abduliga coming up next. Driver 511 at the line, ready to roll. And he's coming to the initiation. Quick flick, playing it safe. I think that was on the line. Was that on the rumble? I'm not sure. The judges are gonna have to watch from their angle. Super deep there on the switchback. This is what we want to see. We want to make sure that we leave enough room when we're gonna be doing the battle this afternoon for the chase. Filling out the zone, like, wow, that was clinical. On the wall, huge commitment again. Maybe not as much angle as we want to see, but he is stable, he is fast, he's grinding the wall. That's gonna give him a solid score. As the driver is driving back to the starting line. So this layout here in Montreal, the original layout, shout out to the guy at DCGP that came up with that layout. We did some small modification just to make the flow a bit more smooth, and of course added our little touch on the track. I hope you guys liked it. The track is not public yet, but it's going to be released at some point. We need to finalize some stuff on it. But for Abdullah, it's going to be an 83, putting him in 6th position on the leaderboard so far. All right, we got our next driver here at the line. And we're gonna send him. Florian Angel, also from the Shoutout team, has been practicing a lot this week. He's a solid driver, coming in a bit short on that switchback. There wouldn't be much room for the chase in that example, so this is something that the judges really mentioned in the briefing this morning. Then coming through the wall here for driver from the Shoutout team. Angle, maxing out the angle, grinding the wall. That was deep. That was really deep. Good job. What a run. Should be solid. Angel that has been in the scene competition for quite a while now. I know he won one of our previous season, if I'm not mistaken, and he's also competing in ESDA. Shout out to our partner ESDA and Vozan. We also got Aceto Flame that is taking a lot of picture for us. Pinky Design that is helping with all the marketing, the layout. GL Team for the videos as well. Like I said, Vozan and ESDA, big partner. Shout out to the Enforce Drift competition, our friends over there, and the Rareform Garage that is supporting the server, that is paying for the server that we're using today. So big shout out to the guy over there at Rareform. We got our next driver at the line here. Just to confirm, for Florian Engel is going to be 83.5, putting him in 5th. I'm sure he can do better on his second run. And now we are starting the group back up. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're moving on to Lilian, right? Let's see here. Lighter going down. And that bends, that big boat. Grinding that outside zone number 1. You had to move the boat a little bit just to make it through, but he's there on the switchback, coming through the wall, playing it safe. He wants to make sure you lay out a score for this afternoon, missing the inside clip, unfortunately, coming to the second switchback for the decel here, or commitment zone as we call them in qualification. What a run. That was pretty smooth, pretty good, pretty fast for a big car like that. We'll see what Lilian is able to get in terms of score as they are coming in. And it's going to be a 74, putting him in 9th position. I'm sure he can do better also on his second run here. Next up, we got Jakob coming up to the line. And we're sending him also in the BMW. BMW, pretty popular car, I think, for everyone. Drifting here, kind of going on the rumble. Not sure because of the angle. We'll see what the judges think of that. And huge transition there. But coming a bit short on the inside clip, but filling the outside zone number 4, outside zone number 5, clinical to the wall. Woo! That's what we want to see, a lot of commitment there from Jakob, crossing the finish line. GG. And I don't know what is coming out of this car. That looks a bit weird. But yeah, overall, good run and goal. And for Jakob, it's going to be 83.5. He's moving people down on the leaderboard, taking 6 positions so far. So overall, a solid run. And we are going back on top of our group, number 3 here for the second run. Going back to Gleb. Hit a 71.5 on his first run. He can definitely do better. He's top position so far on the leaderboard for this season. So let's see what he can cook for us. And the light is going down. Sorry. Huge initiation, maxing out the angle, grinding the line, coming onto the outside zone number 2. Switch back to 3. Deep on the wall, also grinding. I think I saw some flames. I'm not sure. That was close as hell. Coming to the second switch back for the decel there on the wall. Huge commitment. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good score, I think, for Gleb. Shout out to the guys on the GL team as well, helping out with videos. Like I said, this is really nice to see the community coming all together. I know these guys are from Russia. They're trying to bond with others, bond with other team, meet new people, really stepping up the game also for the competition. As we can see here, his score coming in 82. We're definitely going to keep that score. It puts him in 9th position on the leaderboard. And that should be enough to get into the battle this afternoon. And we already have Simon on the line, ready to roll for his second run. Also a strong competitor for the season. Second on the leaderboard. Huge flick, but dropping the tire on the rumble there. I think he came short a little bit on the inside clip. Not sure because of the angle. Maxing out that angle through the switchback and now hitting all of the zones. Inside clip, outside zone, name it. He's there. And we see his tire spinning with all that smoke and the fires and the EF sign in the back. Looking pretty good. Montreal 2026, round 3. That should pay off. That should pay off. Let's see what the judges say. For Simon, get scores coming in 91, putting him in 2nd position. We're going to keep his first score of 93.5. Next driver here, Liam Akiko from the Ashiro team. Solid driver. Big shout out to Liam helping out with all the car tech. So we did allow some modification for this run if drivers wanted to update their liveries or update any of the engine or data part of the car. Liam is one of the guys in the team that is helping out, verifying all of these cars. Experienced modder, but laying out also a clinical run showing that he not only know how to mod but also how to drive. Inside clip number 2 hit perfectly, outside zone number 5 hit completely and then coming to the wall. Huge commitment, representing Japan and the Ashira team, crossing the finish line. What a run. So for Liam, we see the scores that are coming in. He got 89.5 on his first run. Is he going to be doing better on that second one here? As we are waiting for all of the scores to come in. And he is 92.5 for Liam. GG, taking 3rd place on the leaderboard so far. So really stepping up the game. I think setting the mark for all the other drivers that are going to be qualifying this morning with us. Montreal. And we got our next driver At the line, ready to roll. Shout out to the drivers. Thank you so much for being there, ready. Keeps the event smooth, keep the events exciting. I hope you guys like it in the chat on YouTube. Make some noise, leave a like, leave a subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We saw that there's close to like 75% of you guys watching the stream that are not subscribed. Those are the stats we saw before, so make sure you leave a subscribe there. We have these drivers from the Eagle team laying out a clinic, maxing out the angle, hitting all of those zones. Love the car, the style there, the precision of the transition. This is a solid run. As we see Ahmed crossing the finish line. Got a 96 on his first run. Is he gonna beat that? I'm not sure. This is already super high. But let's see what the judges think as the scores are stacking up now. 97, so he did beat his first run. Staying in first position so far. GG, Ahmed, this is gonna be promising for this afternoon. Super excited by the battle that are gonna be coming up. Seeing those runs is it's amazing. Good job. Well done. And next driver here at the line, we got Virgil coming up for a second run of qualification. And he's going. Leaving the start gate, coming to the initiation. 3, 2, 1, go. Dropping the tire. Missing the inside clip. What's happening, Virgil? Stay focused. Coming to the switch back there on the wall. Playing it safe. You gotta land a score. Filling out the outside zone number 4. That was pretty well done. Coming to the wall. A lot of commitment. Well deep when entering the zone and crossing the finish line. But unfortunately, I'm not sure, missing the inside clip, how much it's gonna impact him. And I think he's also saw a tire drop on the rumble for outside zone number 1. Let's see here. It's going to be at 82, putting him in 4th position. So we're going to keep his first run of 86 for qualification. Good job, Virgil. We're moving on to Florian. Angle. At the line. E is ready. And the light's going down. Florian Engel from Germany, representing the Shoutout team. Like I said, solid driver, grinding that outside zone number 1, putting the tire on the line. That's what we want to see, leaving a lot of room in that switchback for the transition to outside zone number 3. Playing it safe on the wall, but making sure to fill all of those zones on the arc. Second switchback coming to the wall. What is he gonna cook for us? That was committed, that was deep, that was English, that was beautiful. GG. Whoa, this is setting the tone, guys. This is setting the tone for Engel. As we see the score stacking up here, we have to beat a 83.5, and he does with 92.5, putting him in 4th position. GG, Florian. GG, that was clinical. As we move on, still in our group 3, moving on to Abdullah Al-Ghetami at the line. And it's a roll. Huge flick, grinding that line, maxing out the angle, coming in smooth into the outside clip number 1. Oh yeah, that was deep, that was smooth. Maxing out the angle on the full arc from outside zone 3 to 4. Hitting the inside clip, coming to the wall here in the decel. Taking advantage of the full width of the track. Scraping the wall up to the finish line. That should be a pretty good score, I think. I told you guys we didn't want to miss this group. This is our top leaderboard so far. So obviously we're getting really high score. It set the tone also for the remaining of the qualification, but specifically also for this afternoon battle from icing stuff coming up. And it's going to be at 89.5, so we're going to keep that second score for Abdullah. We already saw our next driver at the line, ready to go for Lilian. And we are sending him. Huge flake. A little correction again on outside zone number 1. I think the car is too big or maybe too heavy, but he managed to fill it all the way, coming through the wall. Not a lot of angle, but playing it safe sometimes. It's playing it smart, filling out outside zone number 4 and coming through the wall there. This is a great opportunity for drivers to show up their skill, to show up what they can do. The commitment, when you see that wall coming up, you're coming with a lot of speed and it can be a bit scary, but overall Evian did a great job on that run. Love the car. It's going to be an 83, so putting him in 9, we're going to keep that second score. GG Lilian. Coming up next, we got Jacob. That's going to be our last drivers for group number 3 as we progress through the qualification this morning. Battle are going to be this afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss that. And we got Jakob leaving the Stargate, taking advantage of the full width of the track. Oof. Was that a tire drop? Was that not a tire drop? You guys tell us in the chat. Judges have different angle of cameras, of course, and you can also access the replay. Hitting the wall, a little bump, but he kept it through and then managed to go through the 4 and 5, coming to the outside zone. Little correction there, but he's on the throttle. He's scraping the wall from the Seikai team. Good job. So let's see what the judges are gonna think of that. I know the big contact on the wall is gonna be deemed unchaseable because of the big speed difference or not. This is what judges are gonna be looking into right now, waiting for the score. And yeah, unfortunately that's going to be a 0 on angle and line, so only getting some points for style, putting him in the 7th position. We're going to keep his first score of 83.5. We already start to see some scores. And we can see the leaderboard here so far. 15 drivers that managed to hit some scores so far in qualification. Judges are telling me in my ears that Tyler managed to get some style points because he managed to hold it, but unfortunately for line and angle, it was deemed unchaseable. We're going to take a quick break, load up our server for group number 4 of qualification, round 3 here in Montreal. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. guys, we are back here. Group number 4 of our qualification run. We already got some scores laid out for this afternoon. Fortunately, some drivers that didn't show up. So I know some of you guys are watching the stream and wondering if they'll be able to join for the rest of the season. We may open some registration for wildcards. We'll have to think about that. But yeah, we do have our group 4 here on the server, ready to roll. All right, so we got Velo here coming onto the line for his first run of qualification, group number 4. And the light is going down. Beautiful car here. Coming a bit timid on the initiation, but managed to grind the entire line. Dropping the tires on the rumble. Going deep on the zone, hitting a little bit of grass there, but he managed to save it, barely touching the wall, missing the inside clip, coming in way too fast. But now still going here, coming to the wall. A little bit timid again, but managed to get one tire at least in the zone. And he's going to be crossing the finish line. So is this going to be chaseable or not? I know the judges are looking into that. You want to make sure that your qualification run is something that can be done in battle in the lead position, you know, because if you're going way outside like that, is it going to be chaseable or not? Maybe for qualification, judges are only going to give big deduction, but something to consider on their side. I know they're reviewing the information now. So we are starting to get some scores coming in for Tristan Williams. Not the final score, it's stacking up here for Tristan. And it's going to be a 32 for his first run, putting him in 14th position. Probably going to be pushed back a little bit as we go through the qualification groups. But he can also probably do better on his second run. As we get our drivers here at the line, it's going to be William Diaz. Ready to go, representing the EOD team. And it's a go. Well, Adal has been practicing a lot in those 72 hours as soon as he got access to the track. Showing us what he can do there. Coming to the switch up for the wall. Commitment zone, hitting the wall. A little bit too hard on it. He's going to be able to do better on his second run, I'm sure. Still giving us a show, coming to the wall. Oh yeah! Huge commitment, huge speed on that transition, and really grinding the wall to the end. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be a really low score for William on his first run. I know some drivers want those bonus points, you know, the bonus points we talked about for the best first qualification run. So they're really trying their best on the first run, keeping the second run more as a backup if needed. That's probably what happened here for William. Wanted to go all in on the wall, but unfortunately it did it. And it's going to be a 0, unfortunately, for Tristan. So for William. Sorry, William Diaz. Moving on next. We got Dominic at the line. Huge flick. Grinding that line. Barely touching the rumble. I'm not sure if that's going to count here. As you saw, a little correction there to extend the drift, but managed to get it back on track. Smooth transition there through the outside zone 4, 5, coming to the wall for outside zone 6. A little bit of hesitation. We saw a little bit of slow down there just before the wall, even though he had the room. Probably got scared a little bit. Wanted to make sure that he landed a score for qualification. Let's see what the judges think for Dominic Kirali. as we see the store that are stack up. And that's going to be a 68 for him, putting him in 14th position on the leaderboard. We're almost midway through our qualification run this morning. You guys are enjoying the show. And our next driver here, it's going to be Tristan. No, it's going to be Edgar Rojas. No? Tristan, sorry. Got a little bit confused there. He's at the line, ready to roll. And the lights is going down. Beautiful car. Touching the rumble, unfortunately, with one tire, but he's locked in, coming on the switchback for the outside zone number 4. Huge angle over there, locked in through the entire arc, filling out the outside zone and coming to the wall here. What he got in store for us. Huge commitment. A little wobble there, but he managed to keep it, grinding that wall from the GS team. GG. Tristan, that was a solid run. We'll see what the judges think of that. So previously, Dominic, that got a 68. For Tristan, it's going to be a 74 on a second run. That's the one we're going to keep. That 32 can go back to sleep, putting him in 12th position so far on the leaderboard. Well played. And we got Diaz coming up for his second run as well here on the line. As we're sending him. Yeah, as a solid driver, also been competing in the EF championship for the last 2 years, I think. Managed to gain a lot of experience. It's great to see this driver grow, get more and more skills as he progresses through a competition. He's also participating in a lot of other competitions, so definitely someone that is active in the scene. If you haven't met him already, send him a quick message on Discord. He's a cool guy. And William Diaz here, locked in through the wall. You see the flames, you see the grind. GG, William Diaz here. That should be a pretty good score for him. You see them stacking up. It's gonna be an 85, so definitely good recovery from his 0 on the first run, putting him in 7th place on the leaderboard so far. Much better, much better. And we got Dominic coming up here for his second run as well. Dominic got a 68 on his first run, so we definitely need to do better this time. Lighter going down. Playing it smooth, playing it safe so far, but putting the bumper on the wall for outside zone number 3, filling out that outside zone number 4. Quick switch back there, maybe not as much angle as we want, but he is laying out a good run. Locked in for the entire outside zone number 6 on the wall, crossing the finish line. That was pretty good. I think it's going to be better than his first run for sure. Let's see what the judges think. Got a 68 to beat. And it's going to be 86.5, putting him in 6th position. Well done for Dominic Kirali. And that's, I think, is going to be the last driver for our group number 4. And we're going to be taking a look here at the results. So if we look at our leaderboard so far, we got Ahmed in 1st place, Simon in 2nd, Liam in 3rd, Florian in 4th, Duleta in 5th, Dominic in 6th, Virgil 7, William 8, Jacob 9, Ahmed 10, Lilian 11, Gleb 12, Fabian on 13th position, Tristan 14, and so on. Of course, this is all going to be moving probably as we jump into our next group, so we'll be right back. Take a short break, don't go anywhere. Maybe grab a little glass of water, and leave a subscribe.
Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему мне она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парням. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парням. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парням. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами.
Alright guys, we are back. Group number 5. Leaderboard is starting to stack up. It should be a pretty good one as well here for group number 5. Drivers are coming up to the line here. If you guys enjoyed the show, we're going pretty fast for qualification today. We had unfortunately a lot of people that looks like they didn't show up, so most likely we're gonna open wildcard registration for remaining of the season. And got the drivers here coming up to the line. So we're gonna open this up with Matt Spies. Let's see what he got for us in store. Leaving the starting line here, coming to the initiation. A lot of speed, pulling the end brake, grinding the outside zone line, barely touching the inside clip. Had to do a little correction coming to the outside zone 3 before the switch back, but maxing out the angle on outside zone number 4, coming a bit too fast, missing the inside clip number 2, trying to keep it together as he approached the wall here. A lot of angle, but a lot of timidity also, and unfortunately missed the entry of the zone. Little touch on the wall, but managed to cross the finish line in one piece. GG. Gonna be a bit hard for the judge there, looking at everything that happened in that run for Matt, as we see the score that are starting to stack up for him. And that's going to be the final score here, 45, putting him in 17th position. Is it going to be enough for this afternoon? Hard to say at this point. We are halfway through qualification. We still have strong drivers coming up. Continuing here with Moyen, a really strong drivers. Let's see what he got for us. Lights is going down. Mathieu Moyen leaving the Stargate, coming to the initiation line. Huge flick. Locked in there on the zone. Through the side clip number 3. Huge switch back. And you see the guy understand the distance of his car. He played it safe, but also at the same time stylish on the wall, coming to the last zone. Same thing here. Super committed on the transition, locked in the angle on the throttle all the way through the finish line. That was a really solid run from Moyen. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. So far, we got pretty good drivers. As we are waiting for a final score here for Mathieu. Judges are looking at the replay, looking at different cameras and goal here. And it's going to be 77 for Mathieu. GG. Putting him in 14th position. Look like people are battling for that mid-pack top 32 this morning. Getting pushed back a little bit as we get through more runs. And this time we got Michael Trabb at the line, ready to roll. And Trav is going now, leaving the Stargate, coming to the initiation. Whew, you see the flames everywhere, missing the inside clip unfortunately, but managed to keep it under control for outside zone number 3, coming to the wall. My god, what's happening with those flames? Missing a bit the transition there, but really committed on the wall, touching a little bit the wall, but he kept it, and he's going to the finish line. Another driver from the Sekai team, really strong team in the scene. Not sure how judges are going to interpret those little touch there, little mistake. It's the first run, you always have that second run to get even better. And we got scores here coming up, stacking up. We got 35 so far. We're still waiting for final score here for Michael Trabb. Michael that has been also participating in the EF Comp for I think the last 2 years. Strong driver. Really like seeing him improving every time. And it's going to be a 63.5, putting him in 18th position. All right, next up, we got, this time it is that big Camaro Monte Carlo here at the line, ready to go. All right, the line is going down. Monte Carlo almost doing a wheelie, leaving the starting gate, coming in fast on initiation. pulling the end brake, dropping the tires on the rumble, dropping the tires also on the inside clip, trying to lock in for outside zone number 4 on the switchback here. Good transition on the wall, locked in for the entire arc here, filling out the outside zone number 5. Quick switch back to the wall here, committed, but too much, hitting the wall. Unfortunately, that's going to be a 0 for Mr. Cupcake. That's unfortunate, but you always have that second run to do better. Stay in the focus. And we got this Suler at the line, ready to roll for his first run of qualification. And he's going. Coming up fast, getting a lot of speed on initiation, filling out the zone with the handbrake. It's pretty intense to see, really cool, but maybe a bit too much brake because he barely touched the outside zone number 3, playing it safe on outside zone number 4. Also barely touching the inside clip and the outside zone number 5. Need a little more commitment. Maybe this is too safe. Is it going to be enough to gain point and put him in the top 32 this afternoon? Huge correction, missing part of the outside zone number 6, unfortunately, but overall crosses the finish line, no contact. We'll see what the judges think. As we start to see some scores stacking up for Stefan. And it's going to be a 39, putting him in 20th position. Next driver, we got Thomas coming onto the line. Thomas that had his birthday earlier this week. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you're not too drunk, ready to drive. The light is going down. Thomas is going here. Coming to the initiation, filling out the zone. Huge pull on the end brake, but not enough angle, so we missed the inside clip and missed the outside zone number 3. Bringing it back into control here for the inside clip. Throwing it a bit too hard, but managed to fill out outside zone number 4, coming to the switchback for the wall, playing it safe, barely entering the zone with both tires, but managed to grind the wall all the way around, crossing the finish line. Overall, a solid first run. You can do better in your second run, Thomas. Come on, you got this. Let's see what the judges are gonna say for score. And it's going to be a 47, unfortunately, for Thomas, putting him in 19th position still, but we have a lot of drivers still going, so definitely need to do better on his second run if he wants to make it into top 32 this afternoon. We got our next driver here, ready to roll. We are going back on top of the group with Matt Spy's second run. Got a 45 to beat. I think he got this. Make some noise for Matt as he leaves the starting line. Coming in quick here, huge end brake on the line, maybe on the rumble, missing the inside clip. So you really need to pull a lot of angle on that first outside zone so that you're placed correctly for the inside clip and outside zone number 3. But Matt Spice overall here managed to keep it in control. Please don't hit the wall. And he got it all the way around. A little bubbly, a little correction, but overall I think this time it's gonna be laying out some points on the leaderboard. That's what we want to see. That's what he needs. See how much. That's going to be a 69.5, yeah, for Matt Spies. So much better than his first run. Taking 18th position so far on the leaderboard for him. We should be able to get our top 32 cutoff probably in the next group. We'll make sure to keep you guys posted on the information. This time we have Mathieu Moyen at the line ready to roll. Damn, I'm confusing my French and my English now, guys. Mathieu is there ready to roll. Got a good score on the first run, but he can do better. Locked in, playing it safe, but Maxing out the angle here, transition, little correction for outside zone number 3, but he's on the line now, playing it safe on the wall. Dragging a little bit outside there for outside zone number 5, coming through the wall. Huge commitment, huge angle. Scraping the wall, little tap, but what a love tap, that's what we want. Crossing the finish line, GG Mathieu, that was a nice run. It's going to be 81, so beating his 77 on the first score, now taking 14th position on the leaderboard, as we also see some of the position being changed as we get new scores here on the leaderboard. You guys can keep track of that, and we'll share all the information after the event, of course. With all of you continuing here, Group 5 with Michael Trapp. He's at the line, ready to roll. And it's a go. Beautiful car here. Love how some of the guys really went all in with their custom build. Not sure what's happening with the flames there. It's probably on my side, guys. I apologize for the visual glitch. Coming to the wall, maxing out the angle. Oh yeah, all the way around through the arc. That was beautiful. Car is shining. Coming, huge commitment on the wall. Managed to put it through this time. Locked in, a little bit of left foot braking, but crossing the finish line all the way through. I think that's going to be enough to get some score this time for Michael. Got a 63.5 on his first run to beat. As we see the score that are starting to stack up for him. Judges looking at different camera angle, different replays, making sure that the scores are fair and square. I read in the chat some people are asking about the 3-point initiation. So just to be clear, a 3-point initiation is if the drivers would be going right, left, right. Now the drivers are going left, right. So that's totally normal. It's a really fast run up to the initiation. We haven't really seen any 3 points initiation yet. So I know there might be some confusion in the chat, but the Scandinavian flick, or Menji as we call it, is not a 3-point initiation. Clarification. And it's going to be a 87.5 for Michael. So really ramping up from that 63. He's taking 6th on the leaderboard. Much better for him. And now we got Cupcake at the line. Monte Carlo, no wheelie this time, leaving the starting line. Coming in fast, maxing out the angle, grinding the line. That was pretty solid. With a big boat like that, it's not as easy as you wish to place the tires and place the bumpers, but really laying out a clinic so far on that wall. That was beautiful, maxing out that angle. Look at those wheels. Oh my god. On the wall, fully committed, all the way through. Great run. Gonna be better than his first run here. For Ryan, got a 0 on his first run. This time it's gonna be 81. Putting him in 16th position on the leaderboard for Ryan Lozano. Next up, we got Stefan Dessouler for his second run. Oof, leaving the Stargate in drift already. I think the guy is eager, dropping a little bit of tires on the rumble, barely touching the inside clip, coming in wild on the outside on number 3, not leaving a lot of room on that transition. That's something that the judges specifically ask drivers to do in the briefing. Coming a bit short on outside zone number 5 and coming to the wall, hitting a little bit of wall. Huge correction there. Second hit on the wall and unfortunately crossing the finish line straight. So we really need drivers to be at angle when crossing that finish line. Not sure if judges are gonna deem that chaseable or not. Well, we'll see. And unfortunately it is a 0 for the Suler. So we'll keep his 39 from his first run. Maybe that's going to be enough to qualify or not sure. For the battle this afternoon. Now we got Thomas at the line. Birthday boy. Ready to roll, ready to rock. Lights is going down. And it's a go. Coming in fast, filling out those zones. Not a lot of angle, almost hitting the cone on that transition. We really want drivers to leave room for the chase. They're maxing out the angle, almost going to the line when there's those cones, but overall, he looks in control, coming in a bit shy on the wall, hitting the wall, scraping the wall, keeping the angle though all the way to the finish line. Good job. Good job, Thomas. I think Thomas got a new livery on his car that we're gonna see next round. This is doing the track reverse so far. Thomas, the scores are building up for him. He got a 47 on his first run. Is it gonna be better this time? Looks like it will. Waiting on the style. And yeah, it's gonna be a 60.5, so much better than his first run, putting him in 21st position so far on the leaderboard. That was the last driver of our group number 5, so we're gonna take a short break, be right back. Group number 6 of our qualification. We still have 3 groups to go, 6, 7, and 8, so don't go anywhere. Be right back. Coming in really hot for Jason here. What a run, unfortunately. And for this short was deemed a 0 by the judges because of the contact. Let's see what judges are going to give Jason here for score. Jason Cote, scores are starting to stack up. Of course, that 7 is not his final score. See how much he can total for his first run. Can probably be doing better on his second run if he didn't miss the inside clip there. But overall, 59.5 for Jason. GG. Can do better on their second run. Continuing in the group here with our next driver. We got Oliveira at the line. Oliveira that's been practicing a lot this week. I think he was a bit disappointed not to make it to battle last round, so this time hopefully he can lay us a clinic. Show us how it's done. Oliveira leaving the line. Huge flick there, filling out the zone with both tires, coming onto the inside clip, locked in for the outside zone number 2, coming to the outside zone number 3 here, touching the wall a little bit, but he kept it under control. Little correction on outside zone number 4 before the switch back. Huge decel there, a lot of commitments, a lot of angle. He was spot on the zone and managed to cross the finish line. What a run. So let's see what the judges think for that. For Oliveira, we're starting to see scores stacking up. Is he going to be able to qualify in the battle this afternoon? Unfortunately, so it looks like for Oliveira, unfortunately, there was a little mistake on the line that gives him a 56.5. I'm sure he can do better on his second run too. And because of the contact, it's unfortunate. I think we just add Nishi that connected, so we're also gonna make sure to get him done in that first group. But before, we got Logan at the line ready to roll. Logan, leaving with a lot of speed. Coming to the initiation wide there. Pulling the end brake a bit too wild with the tire on the rumble. Barely touching the inside clip. Coming locked in for outside zone 3, 2-4. Maxing out the angle there. That was beautiful to see. A bit too fast for the second inside clip as we come here on the second switch back from 4 to 5. Into the decels for 6. Playing it safe. With one tires only as he entered the last outside clip, but managed to cross the finish line with both tires in the zone. Solid run. I think it's a safe run. That's what you want to do, probably making sure that you score and that you're able to get into the top 32. Of course, if you're a bit wild, you go all in on your first run and you try to collect those qualification bonus. But sometimes it puts a bit more pressure on your second run if you're not able to complete at least a score on your first run. So let's see here for Logan. It's going to be a 72.5, putting him in 19th position on the leaderboard so far. So that's what I'm saying. At least you got a score. Now you can go all in on your second one. And we got Nishi coming from Japan at the line, ready to roll. With a great EF livery on this car. Quick flick, not a lot of angle, but he's locked in. Oh, a little straighting before the outside zone number 3, but he brained it back for the wall. Looks like a little bit timid there, kind of dropping the tire on the inside clip, not maxing out the angle on that car and straightening onto the wall for the outside zone number 6. So not sure if the judges are going to deem that unchaseable or not, but at least he tried it. Pretty good for Nishi. See here for the judges, it's gonna be deemed as 0. Yeah, unfortunately not chaseable. So we'll go back on top of our group with Dylan Dishro coming up for a second run. He did a 0 on his first run, so no pressure, but Dylan, you gotta end the score this time. Playing it safe. Do what you gotta do. You got this, brother. Coming to the line here with Dishro. This bro, sorry. This bro, this guy, Dylan, leaving the line. Coming in fast, huge pull on the end brake. Need a bit more angle. He's gonna miss the inside clip number 1, but landed into outside zone 3 correctly. Huge switch back. Only touching the wall. I think that's gonna be a lot of pressure for him. You gotta get a score, Dylan. Don't play it too wild. Coming to the wall there. Managed to get both tires in the zone, even though it was a bit timid. But sometimes you gotta play it safe just to get those scores and get into the battle for the afternoon. Let's see how much score he's gonna be able to get for that run. What you guys think in the chat? Let us know. Got a 0 on his first one. It's going to be a 48 on his second run, which is putting him in 25th position, but we still have 2 groups to go after this one, so hopefully he's going to be able to get in. We will see. as we get our next driver coming to the line. Back to Jason, Mr. Cote. Yeah, Jason also has to play it safe, I think. He got a 59.5 on his first run. Let's see if he can do a better run this time. The light is going down. Jason. Huge flick. Making sure to fill in the inside clip number 1, touching on outside zone number 3. Great transition to outside zone number 4, maxing out the angle, hitting all of the zones so far, really deep in outside zone number 4, playing it safe on the transition there and coming through that decel. He also, what a committed transition. That was beautiful to see. Well done from Jason in that chrome car. We see it's super flashy. Love it. Overall, a great run, in my opinion. I'm not judging, of course, guys. We'll see what the judges think for Jason. And moving from 59.5 to 77.5, sorry, much better on the second attempt, putting him in 17th position so far on the leaderboard. And we already have Mr. Oliveira at the line, ready to go. Got a 56.5 on his first run. Can do much better, I know. Don't hit any wall. You got this, bro. Light is going down. And it's a roll. Coming in fast. Huge pull on the end brake. Maxing out the angle. I think that's going to be great. Locked in for inside clip number 1. Locked in for outside zone number 2. Huge transition there. Really committed, but playing it safe on outside zone number 4. Coming a bit short on the outside zone number 4. That's unfortunate, a little bit too much end brake there, but he managed to keep it, transitioning into the outside zone number 6 with a lot of commitment, crossing the finish line. Is he going to be able to beat that score of 56.5? Believe so. Let's see what the judges think. The score is starting to stack up there. Coming in short through that arc from outside zone number 3 to 4 can be quite detrimental to your run, especially in battle. Would kind of like put the chase into a hard spot. But overall, 73 for Oliveira, getting into 20th position on the leaderboard. GG, much better than your first run. At least you got some score in. Should be enough to get into the leaderboard battle this afternoon. And we got Nishi at the line there. Nishi that got a 0 on his first run. So let's see this time how it goes. Nishi going here with the huge flick, coming in short a little bit on initiation, but managed to put both wheels in the zone, but dropping 2 tires on the inside clip, coming way too fast, lacking a little bit of angle there. Outside zone 4 to 5, filling the zone. You can see a little bit of wobble there, maybe lack of controls, and almost straight inning again for the outside zone number 6, but this time playing it safe, making sure not to hit the wall, crossing the finish line with barely angle. I'm not sure if judges are going to deem that unchaseable because of those big tire drops on the inside clip, but we will see here. And it is a 0, unfortunately, for Nishi. Better time next time. Moving on next to Logan. Logan at the line already, ready to roll. And the light is going down. Logan coming in fast. He got a 72.5 on his first run, missing the inside clip again on his second run. Locked in from the transition to 3 to 4. Let's see on the wall there, putting the bumper on the wall. I'm not sure the wing, how it passed there, but it did. And coming to the last wall here, playing it super safe, missing the entry of the zone, but finally putting the tire back there midway through the zone, crossing the finish line. Is it going to be enough to beat a 72.5? we will see. And unfortunately not. It's going to be a 56 on that second run for Logan. So that's it for group number 6. Moving on to group number 7. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Group number 6. Things are going pretty fast. That means that drivers are going to have time also to practice before the battle. The show this afternoon should be quite exciting. We've seen really good runs so far. A couple of 90s as well. You can take a look quickly at that leaderboard. We already have drivers at the line ready to roll. But yeah, like I was saying, a couple of 90s, 4 drivers. Abdullah with the 89. Michael Trapp with an 87, Dominic with an 86, Virgil with 86, William with 85, Jacob with 83, Ahmed with 83, Lilian with 83 as well. So we're going to be looking at those ties to make sure that we always consider the total. So considering both first run and second run first, and if it's still a tie, then we go into the details for line, angle, and style, prioritizing line first, then angle, then style. And we'll be sharing the results after the event before we start the battle. We already have our drivers up on the server, opening this with I do believe it's going to be Cassie at the line, and the light is going. Coming in fast there, huge pull on the end brake. You can see the drivers that are pulling the end brake versus those that are doing more of a arc initiation, but this section of the track is so long that you really need to drag that end brake up, kind of do like a power slide, if I can speak in terms of skateboarding, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Coming a bit short here on the last outside zone. That's unfortunate because so far that AOM driver was putting down a clinic, but unfortunately missed a little bit of commitment on the last zone. We'll see what the judges think of that. For Cassie Nicholas, we are starting to get scores in. And it's gonna end up at 67 for Cassie Nicholas, putting him in 24th position. I'm sure he can do better. AOM is a really strong team usually in competition, so I wouldn't be surprised to see an 80 on that second run. But let's continue here with our group number 6, second driver up at the line. It's gonna be Chase Cronin, ready to go. And it's a roll. Beautiful car here with a huge, extremely huge wing. Huge flick as well, putting both tires in the zone on the inside clip, locked in from outside zone number 3. Great switch back for the Ford, putting the bumper on the wall there, filling out all of those zones, maxing out the angle. Not sure if that was a tire drop or not, but that was wild, coming with huge commitment on the wall. I love it. A little bit of left foot braking, but the angle is locked in up to the finish line. That was a great run from Chase. Beautiful. Promising for this afternoon in terms of battle. For Chase Cronin, we see the scores that are stacking up here. I doubt that 43 is going to be his last score. And no, it's going to be 86.5, putting him in 8. GG to Chase. Well done. Next up, we got that DTD driver at the line. Mr. Danik Moya, ready to go. And it's a roll. Taking advantage of the full width of the track, but really dropping both tires on the rumble there. Locked in though for the inside clip to the outside zone number 3. Maxing out the angle before the outside zone 4. Scraping the bumper all the way through the zone. That was amazing to see, maxing out that angle. I love it. Coming with full commitment on the last outside zone as well. No hesitation. What a run. Crossing the finish line. Whew, that's promising. That's promising for this afternoon, guys. I hope you're as hyped as we are for the battle. Should be a really good show. And we are starting to see scores coming in here. For Danik Moya, it's going to be at 80.5. Bumping down some people on the leaderboard, taking the 18th position. Well done. And there's still a second run to go, so an opportunity to even do a better score on that second run. We're going to get our next driver at the line here. As we are getting the drivers coming in here, we apologize for the little delay. There was like some lags and also some drivers that didn't show up, so we're just figuring things up. We got him here, and it's a roll. Is that the man, the legend? Retro Dominic Joseph coming in hot, putting the tires on the line. Both tires in the inside clip number 1, locked in for outside zone number 3. A bit timid on that switchback, putting the bumper on the wall, but coming a bit too fast for the inside clip there. He's still locked in though, from 4 to 5, coming with a lot of momentum for side zone 6. Had to hit a little bit of brake there, not to hit the wall, but he's putting that bumper on the wall. We see the flames in the back, the logo of EF in the back. What a run from Danik. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not. That was back to Cassie Nicholas. I apologize. Wrong drivers on my side. For Dominic, he had a 67 to beat. He got an 83.5 on the second run. So, yeah, much better for him. Bumping people down on the leaderboard. Taking 11th position. So those are already our second run for group number 7. Continuing with Chase Cronin. And he's ready to roll. He has an 86.5 to beat on his first run, so he's probably going to go all in this time, maxing out the angle, coming on the outside zone number 1. Also out of Transition to the full arc here. What a run so far. Is he gonna be on the wall, coming in hot? A little bit of left foot braking again, but angle is locked in. Tire is on the outside line. Overall, really good run. Not sure it's gonna be the 86. It's already a strong score. We will see what the judges think. And it is the 92 for him, putting him in 5th place. So another 90 for today. GG, Chase. As we close this 7th group of qualification with our last driver here, Danik Moya. Danik that got an 80.5 on his first run. Let's see if he can beat that. Huge flick. A lot of angle there from that DTD driver, locked in for the outside zone number 3. Huge transition there on the switchback. This is beautiful to see. It's going to give place to amazing battle this afternoon. Really confident transition there. We can see that the driver is in control, coming a bit short on the outside zone number 6 though, but he managed to put both tires back in the zone before crossing the finish line. The judges are going to be looking at some of the replay. Got an 80.5 to beat. The scores are still stacking up, so the 44 there is not final. For Danik Moya. Looking at some replays, making sure that everything is fair and square. $19 so far on the leaderboard. If you manage to get a better score than 80.5, we move up a little bit, which means that some people are going to move down as well. And it's the exact same square, same point. So talk about the consistency here for Danik Moya, 80.5, same. We'll take a short break before we move on to our last group of qualification this morning. We'll be right back with you guys.
Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет да хуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет да хуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет.
Alright guys, so this is going to be our last group of qualifying. We can take a look at the leaderboard so far, see what we got there. So we still have Ahmed in first, Simon in second, Liam in third, then Engel that move on to fourth, Chase Cronin in 5, Abdullah in 6, Michael Trabb in 7, Danik Curley in 8, Virgil Choisy in 9, William Diaz in 10, now with an 85, 11 Cassie, Nicholas 12, Jacob 13, Ahmed, Absubaga, Leon in 14, Gleb 15, Fabian 16, Mathieu Moyen in 17th place with an 81, Ryan Lozano in that big Monte Carlo with the 81 in 18th position. Dominic Moya in 19. Jason Cote in 28th position. 21 for Tristan, 22.
Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверю, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю то, что раньше не сменяла парням. Твой туалет охуище выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на грамм. Мой бро везет все это в жопе, если не могу сам.
Okay, guys, we are back. Small apologies there. It looks like got frozen for a little second, but we should be good to go. Last group of qualification this time. Drivers already got a lot of points. Like I was saying, we're going to start to see some of the guys dropping out of that top 32 for this afternoon. So don't want to go anywhere now. Nothing is decisive yet. We're going to get the drivers back on the line, ready to roll. Right, and they are coming up. That's gonna be Agar at the line. And it's a go. Coming in hot there. Huge pull of the handbrake. Deep in the zone there. Locked into the angle. What a run from Agar so far. Great switch back there, taking advantage of the entire width of the track. Locked in for that arc transition from 4 to 5. Also great switch back onto 6 for the momentum zone, and he's locked in, no hesitation. That was a crazy transition from Agar. Well done. Love to see that type of run. That's really promising for this afternoon. Also a drivers from the GL team, so big shout out to those guys, helping out with videos and really growing their team into the of course our community. So we see Agor scores that are starting to stack up here. Waiting on one of the judge there, watching some replays, making sure from different angle that everything is good. So for Agar, it's going to be at 84, bumping down a lot of people, taking 11th position on the leaderboard. Well done. Still have a second run to go too, so this is promising for him. He's in a good spot so far. Maybe not grabbing those quali bonus for first run, but at least securing a spot probably in the top 32. We got our second driver here at the line for the last group of qualification. That is going to be Marek Bokak, leaving there the line. That BMW coming to the initiation. A lot of speed. Bit timid there, not a lot of angle, but he's touching all of the zone, putting the tires where they need to be. Bit short on the switchback, and unfortunately hitting the wall on outside zone number 4. So that's gonna be a big 0 there on his first run. You gotta do better on that second one, bro. Next driver is Oscar Muska at the line. It's a go. Drivers from the Lock 2 Lock team, a new team in Assetto Corsa, but a strong team so far. They have really great drivers. Maxing out the angle there for Muska. What an initiation there on outside zone 1, and giving a lot of room on that switch back, putting the bumper on outside zone 4, hitting all of the zone, deep into outside zone 4, 2-5, coming with a lot of commitment on outside zone 6, but Damn, a bit too hard on the brake, a bit timid there on the entry, but managed to put both tires onto the zone, bumper into the wall, crossing the finish line. Overall, pretty exciting run, I'm gonna say. I love seeing the angle that he was able to pull on that outside zone number 1. Not sure how the judges are gonna record that run here. For Oscar, it's going to be a 73.5, so also bumping down some people, taking 24th position on the leaderboard. Our drivers in the 32 position so far is going to be Houston Jones with a 15. So if you guys are able to score above a 60, you should be able to get in this afternoon battle. Another driver from the GL team here coming up next. A strong driver coming up here from the GL team. Putting tire on the line on outside zone number 1. Outside inside clip really well placed as well, leaving a lot of room on that switchback. Laying out a clinic so far, locked in for that old arc and really going deep in outside zone number 4. Coming to the last momentum zone there with no hesitation, putting both tires where they need to be, a bumper on the wall. That was an amazing run for Ilya Kolesnikov, really impressive. As we can see scores that are starting to come up here from the judges. Gonna be a 94, taking 2nd place on the leaderboard for Ilya. Well done. That's definitely moving and shaking things around on our leaderboard. We got our another drivers from the Lock to Lock team coming up next. It's gonna be Edvinas Moroskas. I'm sorry guys for those names, but I'm doing my best. I hope you guys understand. And we got him here coming to the line here, doing a little bit of burnout right before to make sure that everything is hot and ready. Guadinas putting both tires on the rumble, unfortunately, coming with lack of angle, missing the inside clip number 1 a bit too fast. Is he gonna manage to bring it back here for the wall? That was pretty safe. Well done. A bit wide on the inside clip, but managed to put both tires in outside zone 4, coming with a lot of speed on the last zone. A lot of commitment, no hesitation though. He's locked in, scraping that wall all the way through. Well done for the lock to lock driver there, Venus. We're all really good score. As we start to see some scores coming in for him. So nothing is played yet. We still have some scores coming in on our leaderboard. In terms of cutoff now, it changed a little bit. Dylan is sitting in 32nd position right now with his 48. So not sure if that's going to be enough to make it. We got 76.5 for Edvinas on his first run, putting him in 23rd position. As we are going to go with our next driver ready at the line. That's going to be McGuire. 999 with that big Ford Mustang. Big boat again here. Sometimes those big boats are a bit harder in terms of control, in terms of proximity. You got a huge bumper in the front, a huge trunk in the back, but he is there. And I said a Mustang, I think that's a Camaro, I'm sorry. Huge transition there on outside zone 4, putting the tires in inside clip. And inside for the outside zone number 6, really locked in. Well done. Another driver from the Lock to Lock team. Like I said, a new team, but a strong team. They got some score for us in the store, and I think it's gonna bump some people down the leaderboard for Tyler. 74 going in 25th position so far on the leaderboard. So unfortunately, Dylan has now been bumped down in 33rd position, and we got Thomas, birthday boy, sitting in 32nd with a 60.5 to beat. Gonna be tight for him. A driver from the Saito team, really strong team. At the line, ready to roll. It's gonna be Arthur coming to the initiation. Huge flick and brake pull there. Locked in for the inside clip number 1, putting both tires where they need to be. Coming in a bit wide on outside zone 3, bit safe on outside zone 4, but locked in for the entire arc, filling out those zones. Coming to the wall there for outside zone 6 with a lot of commitment, and unfortunately touching a little bit of wall, a little bit of correction, but he kept it through, crossing the finish line. And I think that's gonna bump Thomas out of the battle this afternoon, depending on how much Arthur scores there. 77.5, so taking 23rd position. Yes, that's gonna be bumping Thomas out of the battle this afternoon. And we now have Matt Spies that stays in 32nd position in the danger zone. We still have one driver to go. That's going to be Hassan Salek. Really strong driver as well. I know he's like competing in 2-comp today. People are crazy like that. Let's see what he got for us in store. And the light is going down. For Hassan Salek. With a lot of speed there. Branding that line, locked in. You can see the confidence in the way he maneuvers the car. For the switchback, really deep there, grinding that line on the wall, playing a bit safe, making sure that he's gonna land a score on that first run. Pretty clinical so far, really stable with all his angle and speed, and coming in committed on the last outside zone number 6. Locked in, grinding the wall, crossing the finish line. Amazing run from Hassan. Scores that are starting to stack up for him. Gonna end up at 88, putting him in 8th position. So unfortunately, that's gonna bump Matt out of the battle for this afternoon, and put Mitchell into that 32nd position danger zone right now. All drivers of that group completed their first run, so we're gonna move back up the group. Second run this time, starting with Igor. And it's a roll. Igor that got an 84 to beat. Really playing it wild there. Aping the wall with his bumper, filling out those zones super deep there with his car. Love to see the style on that. Coming in committed on the outside zone number 6. Locked in overall. Great run. Is it gonna be enough to beat at 84? Is it gonna bump more people down or not? And so far we're just waiting for all the scores. For Igor, 93.5, yes sir, putting him in 4th position. GG, that was solid. All right, second run here for Marek Bokak. Got a 0 on his first run, so the pressure is on this time. Need to land a score, playing it safe. Anything will work. Coming in fast on those transition. Managed to keep it in control on the outside zone 4, filling all those zones through the arc. And coming into the last decel here, committed. A little bit heavy on the brake, but playing it safe. I think it's the smart move, crossing the finish line. At least it's going to give him a score. Is it going to bump Montreal outside of the top 32 battle? And I think it will. It got an 88, taking 10th position there. And we now have Logan that sits in that 32nd spot with a 72.5. So hopefully that's going to be enough for him to stay there and get into the battle for this afternoon. GG again to Marek. And moving on, next driver here, we got Oscar ready to roll. Coming in, a lot of speed, a lot of angle there on that first outside zone. Barely touching the inside clip, but he's locked in for that quick switch back, maxing out the angle. That was insane, coming into the inside clip number 2. Also with a lot of angle, showing us what he can do. No pressure at this time. Pretty confident he's going to make it to the battle. And he's coming in committed onto the outside zone number 6. What a run. Good job for Oscar Makak. Oscar Muscar, sorry. And we are starting to get some scores for him, for Oscar. Got a 73 to beat. So far he's 29. Is he gonna win some spot? And he is 91, taking 8th position there. Well played, well played. And we still have Logan sitting in that 32nd position, the cutoff for the battle this afternoon. And now we got Ilya at the line. And it's a go. Yeah, got a 94 in his first run. He knows how to drive, maxing out the angle of that outside zone 1. Super deep in outside zone 2 as well. Coming onto the wall with a lot of aggressivity, a lot of commitment and speed, and really locked in, going super deep in those zones. It's great to see. And he's gonna finish it. Is he gonna beat a 94 or not? Damn, that's gonna be hard. But overall, an amazing run from him. Exactly, 94 again. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of consistency here. Taking the second spot, staying in that second spot with the exact same 94 scoring run. Well done. Then we got Edvinas coming up next. They got a 76.5 on his first run. So something that I'm pretty sure he can beat. Driver with some experience as well in the Supercourse scene. Driver 222 coming to the line. And the light is going down. Great flick, great initiation, coming in super fast on those zones. On the wall as well, super committed. Little bump there on the wall, but he managed to keep it all the way around to outside zone 4, coming in with a lot of speed on outside zone 6. And he kept it on. Amazing control there for Edvinas, crossing the finish line. Well done. That bump on the wall though is probably gonna come and haunt him a little bit. Got a 76 to beat. And it's going to end up at 68.5. So we're going to keep that 76.5. 27 on the qualification leaderboard for Effervescence. Well done. And we have 3 drivers remaining. We're going to continue here with Tyler McGuire. Already at the line, ready to roll. Tyler got a 74 in his first run. Also from the Lock to Lock team. And that Dodge Charger. Huge pull on the end brake, little tire drop on the rumble, almost missing the inside clip number 1, but managed to keep it in control for outside zone 2. On the switchback through the wall, scraping the wall with his back bumper there, maxing out the angle as well, all the way through the arc and coming to the last momentum zone there. Not a lot of angle or commitment, but he's keeping it stable, locked in all the way around. Solid run. Nothing to win, nothing to lose at this point. Pretty much guaranteed to get into the top 32. And it's going to end up for him on that second run with 84, putting him in 16th position. Continuing with Arthur coming to the line. Arthur that got a 77.5 on his first run. Let's see if he can get into the 80s. Leaving the starting line with a lot of aggressivity. I think we're out for a good run this time. Both tires on the line, but missing the inside clip because it's lacking a little bit of angle, I think, on initiation, but he's back at it in control now. Really maxing out the angle, but again a bit too fast, barely touching the inside clip for that Sato drivers. Coming to the last outside zone there, hitting the wall unfortunately. A bit too committed, a bit too fast. This is unfortunate. I think that's going to be a 0 for him, unfortunately, because he hit that wall. And we got our last driver, Hassan Selik, will be called to the line. So looking at the leaderboard here, quickly with Hassan coming up, we got Ahmed still sitting in first, Ilya in second, Simon in third, Igor that took fourth, bumped Liam down to fifth, Florian in sixth, Chase in seven, Oscar 8, 9 it's going to be Abdullah, 10 it's Hassan Selik coming up right now for a second run. Then we got Marek in 11, Michael in 12, Dominic in 13, Virgil 14, William 15, Tyler McGuire 16th position, Kasi in 17, Jacob in 18, Ahmed Absu Baga in 19th position, Lilian in 20th, Gleb 21st, Fabian 22nd, Matthew 23rd, Ryan 24th, Dominic 25th, Jason Cote with the 26th position, Archer with 27, Edvinas 28, Tristan 29, Cal 38th, Oliveira 31st, and Logan on the 32nd position that cut off. So drivers that are below 32nd, unfortunately, are not going to make it to the battle this afternoon. Let's see if Hassan still has something for us in store to shake things up. He's at the line, ready to roll. Got an 88 on his first run. He's going to make it into the 90s. Coming in hot there. Too wild on the outside zone number 1, but he's locked in for outside zone number 2. Huge flick on that switchback, coming in with not a lot of angle, but great control from 4 to 5, hitting that inside clip number 2, transitioning to outside zone 5 and 6 this time. A lot of commitment, a little correction right before entering the zone, but he managed to ride it through up to the finish line. Overall, really good run again for Hassan. Is it going to be enough to beat the 88? As we see the scores that are starting to stack up for him. It's going to be 85, so coming just a bit short. We're going to keep that 88, still in 10th position on the leaderboard. That was our last driver for the qualification this morning. We will have the battle later this afternoon around 2 p.m. Eastern time that it's going to start. Driver briefing, of course, is going to be a 30-minute before for the drivers. Make sure you connect before so we can review the specificities for the battle, what the judges expect. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Big shout out to our sponsors. Again, really helping out GL Team, Pinky Design, Volzan, Enforce Drift Competition, the Rareform Garage, and all the other one helping out like Aceto Frames with all of the pictures, and ESDA. Big shout out to those guys supporting our competition. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to you guys watching at home. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be right back this afternoon for all of the battles, and we'll be sharing the scores on Discord. If you're not already on the Discord, make sure you click the link in the description. Love to see you there, and talk to you soon. See you.
Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на грамм. Мой пролетет все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на грамм. Мой пролетет все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на грамм. Мой пролетет все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на грамм. Мой пролетет все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась на сосала, я ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверь, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла, понял. Твой туалет охуище выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой бро везет, все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла, понял. Твой туалет охуище выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой бро везет, все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла, понял. Твой туалет охуище выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой бро везет, все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла, понял. Твой туалет охуище выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой бро везет, все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла, понял. Твой туалет охуище выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой бро везет, все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверила между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь вести, блядь. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла, понял. поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой пролетел все это в шопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала, я ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, пойми, но между нами хуйня. Я хз, почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла, понял. Чё поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не изменяла, понял. Твой Толя нахуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не изменяла, понял. Твой Толя нахуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не изменяла, понял. Твой Толя нахуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не изменяла, понял. Твой Толя нахуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не изменяла, понял. Твой Толя нахуй еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на рам. Мой провезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не изменяла, поверь. поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой пролезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой пролезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой пролезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой пролезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой пролезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. Твой туалет так еще выше измеряла по ням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно на мой пролезет все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Эпизоды с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Че, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила, да, я так люблю тебя, поверь, но между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что раньше не сменяла парня. выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно, наверное, мой бро везет. Все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь? Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверну, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Она знает, почему у меня такие штаны. Она попалась, насосала и ответила да. Я так люблю тебя, поверну, между нами хуйня. Я не знаю почему, но уже боюсь без тебя. Я знаю, то, что ничего не изменяла по дням. Твой туалет такой еще выше измеряла по дням. Ты выглядишь так охуительно, примерно, наверное, мой бро везет. Все это в жопе, если не могу сам. Мне везет, я с фортуной, бери деньги у мамы. Мы писали альбомы, добро, мы пишем романы. Мы купили покурить. Я тебя люблю, скажи мне да или нет. Зомби в моей комнате не выключает свет. Сколько времени прошло или сколько лет? Чё, поверили, блядь?